Welcome to another exciting edition of Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Paperboy.
And I'm Mr. Magazine.
You know, a lot of times we just wonder what we're talking about, and apparently everybody does at this point. So we've got a tale of woe today.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yes, we do.
Whoa, Nelly. That was my Keith Jackson impression, by the way. That really going to get the millennials in. So something or other happened recently, and you've alluded to it a couple of times in prior videos. And we finally got some closure on the entire situation. Why don't you take it away, and I'll interject as need be.
All right. I'll probably be rambling on at some point because there's a lot to say, but bear with me here.
Hey, we're not. Nobody's used to that on this channel.
No, definitely not. But guess what I got the other day from Stamps.com?
A commendation?
I wish. Well, usually surveys, but this survey might not be as good. But anywho, I received a $10,000 check from Stamps.com.
Well, that's a lot of mail you can send out.
Yeah, you think that's good?
I think that's wonderful. They haven't sent me anything.
That's a bad thing.
Oh.
And I'm going to tell you why.
Oh.
So I've been stocked back in, last year, before probably Thanksgiving, I was stockpiling some high-end sports cards that get graded, authenticated, and due to this, sudden interest in all the sports cards. So I had some better stuff I've been stockpiling, and I'm like, I'm going to get these graded. It's hot right now. The market's hot, and I made some poor decisions, I guess. I had a lot of options, and I guess the one option I went with was the wrong option because it cost me about $30,000, and this check should have been for $40,000 and not $10,000. But I bought some Michael Jordan rookies, some LeBron James rookies, a Jackie Robinson rookie, a Babe Ruth card, among other football rookies. There was 14 cards in all, and I was going to send them to PSA, but their weight limit was like 6 months, 4 months.
Yeah, 6 months to a year or something
if you
crazy.
do the speed grading with PSA, I think it's $200 a card. So I had already used SGC because that's what we use the Ty Cobb cards for and Cy Youngs. So.
Which shameless plug time. If you haven't checked that out yet, we have a video about the Slaying the Monster, I believe it's called, the T206 haul. It's a consignment that we got. If you like old sports cards, you definitely have to watch that. It really is just amazing. And some of those cards we had to send out to SGC or to get graded because you can't list them on eBay otherwise. Back to you.
All right. So I decided, that's a little expensive, $200 a card, even though these cards are very valuable. I'm going to go with SGC again because I had no problem last time with them.
And a good turnaround time.
I used the post office. I did the same thing, overnight express. I did insured, signature required with tracking, the whole 9 yards. So they treat that pretty securely, at least in the past.
Allegedly.
Dun. Maybe I rushed. I could have used UPS. I could have used FedEx. I could have shipped them another method. These cards raw were worth about $25,000 to $30,000 ungraded. So coming back, even average grades are going to be worth $40,000 to $50,000 probably. Or if you get a high grade, who knows with some of these cards? The Jordan rookie went from being worth $5,000 to $25,000 just in 6 months. So
now, can I ask a question?
Sure.
So you've got $30,000 to $40,000 worth of cards.
Yeah.
Why did you insure them for $10,000?
Well, first I went on to the post office, and they only allow $5,000 for that
service.
For the top service for overnight, $5,000. That's all you can do. Stamps.com, however, offers you $10,000. In my grading raw submissions, I probably drew it up at maybe $15,000 because you never really know what they're going to come back at. But generally, comps on eBay we checked were about $30,000 raw at the time.
Well, and one quick, don't mean to interrupt you because God forbid I do that. When did you send these out?
So that's another mistake I made. I got really excited about these cards. Getting Jordan rookies, you don't see them very often. There was a LeBron Chrome rookie. So I had them before Christmas, the 14 cards. I wanted to overnight them so I can get them back right before Christmas. So I sent them out maybe 3 or 4 days before Christmas, overnight express. So I figured I'd get them back right around Christmas time after peak. So I would really hit the dollar amount then,
Right. Well, and the reason why I'm asking that as well is just so I could, turn the screws a little bit on you.
Thank you.
The values you're talking when you submitted were the values in December,
right?
Based off of comps from early December to late November.
Correct. Yes.
The market's gone up since then. You're welcome.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
But I would have sold them before that, hopefully.
Oh, yeah,
then,
good point. Okay.
Instead of me losing 50 or 60,000, I probably would have lost 30 short term.
You saved the day.
So I send these cards out right before Christmas, which was another poor decision because the post office was backed up and so forth. And again, I'm going with my past history. I've probably shipped out 100,000 packages, and I think we've had one lost that was of any value, and that was a $300 Peyton Manning signed card years ago. So I'm not, the last thing on my mind is thinking.
And you did get your money back on that through the insurance.
Yeah.
And anybody out there that has claims with the post office, as a matter of course, they deny you.
Yeah, be prepared to jump through some hoops regardless.
They deny you.
Well, I think if it's under 100, you got less likely they're denying you. But anything over that, you got to jump through some hoops.
And the other thing too is if there is a problem and you're putting the claims in, and it did arrive. We're not talking about lost. If it did arrive,
Right.
tell your buyer hold on to all packing materials because
Yeah.
they will make you jump through every hoop around.
Sure.
They'll probably deny you twice before
yeah.
they eventually end up paying you. So that's just from experience on that.
Yeah.
But back to your thrilling story.
So me being excited to get these cards in my hands and get them graded around Christmas and make some real good money, I decided I'm going with the post office, signature required, overnight express, which basically, it's not that it's locked up all the time, but, they secure them for the most part. As far as the insurance, I don't think the drivers know what they're insured for, but they know they're important packages.
What could go wrong?
So I think it's Christmas time now. A few days later, the Boca Raton post office receives my package. I think a day later, so I'm very excited. I go, well, maybe one more day to get him to SGC, who is literally a 5-minute drive from this post office. So it went from point A. Actually, I hand dropped this off at the local post office so he could scan it in the system. I think it was December 21st or 22nd. It got to Boca the next day. I'm like, great. Now it's only a 5-minute drive. Or they actually come to find out, SGC actually picks up their mail in a locked cage at the Boca Raton post office. So not only is my package getting to Boca in a day, now it should be secured in their cage for SGC to pick up. So I get an email saying it is ready for pickup. Then the next day, I check the tracking. It's out for delivery, which was, I think, December 24th. And
Okay, which at this point,
maybe it's another option because it's overnight express that, I don't know, maybe, they're not going to pick that package up, but it's going to get hand delivered. It's right up the road.
they're going to deliver it, get a signature.
Yeah, what could really go wrong? Until every day I check the tracking and nothing has changed. And 2 days turns into 5 days, which turns into a week. And I'm like, well, let me wait till the following Monday. Christmas is crazy. Tried to get a hold of people. At this point, they're so far behind the post office, no one's answering the phones. We've tried 5-10 different phone numbers, different Boca locations, and nothing. I think now I'm going to let me wait till New Year's now, because that's another reason for them to be backed up. I'll wait till after New Year's. Still nothing, can't get a hold of anyone. I'm leaving messages. So we finally got through to someone maybe mid-January. Now you're
down
talking,
at the Boca Raton.
Yeah, you're talking 3 weeks. And
I
know people that gave me all these different phone numbers to check.
Were you talking with SGC also?
I was as well, seeing if there's any mistakes. And there's a gentleman there who's very nice. You can only email him because of COVID. They weren't taking any phone calls. But he emailed me right back saying, no, we haven't received anything yet. We got your order in the queue, these 14 cards. When they come in, we'll let you know. But we haven't seen them. We haven't signed for them, nothing. So finally I get to talk maybe mid-January, 3 weeks later, to a Boca manager, I believe. And she knows nothing about it. She's, and everyone checks the tracking. You can call up until you're blue in the face. No one can do anything about it until Boca makes an effort to find this package. So the lady says, "Oh, we're going to look. Give us a week. We'll see what we can do. Maybe it's stuck here. I don't know." Now I'm starting to get nervous because anyone seeing an overnight package that works there would send it along its way, you would think. Or the other flip side is, a dishonest employee may have this opportunity to take this package, which it was probably, after I double boxed it, so it was probably this big, maybe 12 by 4 by 4 or something like that. A week later, she calls me, the manager there, and says, "I apologize. We do not have your package. We don't know what happened to it. I would suggest you file a claim." Now, at this point, the claims used to be 30 days, and then they made them 60 days. And because of COVID, now 90 days. So it's only been a month, and this lady's telling me to already put the claim in after 30 days. They've given up on it. Not a good sign.
No.
Yeah, but you hear these stories of people at that time that, we got this item 3 weeks late, 4 weeks late, 6 weeks late. So I'm thinking, well, maybe there's hope, But as time went on, the hope diminished, and the packages lost or stolen. I assume it would be stolen. I've been checking alerts on eBay for certain cards that were unique to come up, and I tried to file a police report, but because it's government owned, they don't want to get involved, and they said I can't prove that it was stolen. The post office will only say it's lost. So at this point, there's nothing I can do about it. Chalk it up for a business loss, a poor decision. Don't make that mistake I did. Like I said, these cards could have been worth 30, 40, 50,000, and basically I got my money back for 10,000 that I probably had into them.
Well, you're leaving out the best part.
Which part is this?
The claims process.
Oh yeah, well it was a 1 month headache on top of it all. So I want to kind of put that in the past. But so the claim
Nobody
process,
watches our channel. Nobody ought to know about it.
No. So the claim process, you would think you got to call the post office or contact the post office online, and we couldn't do that. They wouldn't allow it because it was through stamps.com. Then there was something that they said, well, you got to put $100 claim in with the post office and the balance with stamps.com. Finally, we got a hold of stamps.com. They said you could put the claim through us.
Okay.
It took some time to process.
Okay.
And then when the processing lady handled it, it was pretty much some hoops I had to jump through. She gave me her phone number. We spoke, and she made me feel like I was the thief here because she claims there's all these scams going on with people shipping out empty boxes, putting high dollar amounts, and SGC or grading companies receive these boxes empty, so either they were shipped empty or tampered with. I thought about that for a second because I said, wow, I can't believe that would happen more than one person or who that could happen to. But my situation was not the same because SGC never received the package. There's no proof that my package was anywhere with an empty box or my cards in it. And I explained that to her, and she wasn't very friendly. But anyways, she never contacted me back, and then I just received a $10,000 check in the mail.
And you're still leaving out.
I'm trying to. I went to a hypnotist to black this out. I don't want to think about this anymore.
Did he tell you when he heard me clap you're a chicken? Guess not.
No.
About the proof of value.
Oh, yeah. I had a feeling this was going to happen, the proof of value, ahead of time. And I know they're always going to deny the claim, and they want you to jump through hoops. And she said I needed proof value receipts of every item I purchased, which were 14 items. And I'm thinking about this I don't have one receipt of any of these cards because they were all purchased as part of larger collections, whether it be the Michael Jordan cards came from sets, the LeBrons came from a huge basketball collection. What I did have...
Well, and you're not telling the best one of all, the Pokemon card.
The Pokemon card was actually my son's that I wanted to grade for him that he traded his friend 5 years ago. So where did he get a receipt from that? The kid's 14 years old now, and knock on his friend's house. Hey, can I get a receipt for that card?
Can you make it for $10,000?
Oh, not to mention the card's probably $1,000 now when it was $50 back then.
Right, and that raises a real problem in that. Let's just say that I went to a sale and I got lucky, and there's a 52 Topps Mantle card hidden between the pages of a book.
Yeah,
I look. Trust me, I always look. I've yet to find that. But say that happens. I go to get it graded. I mean, I could sit there and put that on eBay ungraded tomorrow, and I don't even know what they're going for. But say it's in VG, get what, $10, $15, $20,000 out of it, whatever it is. I could get that tomorrow for it. I'm getting it graded.
Right.
Basically so that the person buying it from me knows that it's legitimate. So there's no problem whatsoever.
Sure.
What did I pay for it? I paid $5 for the book, and it was in between the pages.
Right.
Whatever the case happens to be. Yeah. So they're trying to tell me I should get back $5 when I could go and sell it for $20,000 tomorrow. Its value undoubtedly is $20,000 to $30,000. Right. There is no doubt about it.
Right.
And it's not like when I go to purchase the insurance, they say to me, well, hold on a minute. You want to get $30,000 value on it. We're only going to pay you $5, so you should probably get the $5 insurance.
Well, and she got upset that I questioned her, why would you need such a thing, what I paid compared to what they're worth? And she didn't like that. But I mean, I got to know the answer. It doesn't make sense to me. I insured this for X amount. Not to mention my submission report to SGC had all 14 cards on it days before I even shipped the item out, And I have no specific receipts. I do have business ledgers of collections I purchased as part of those deals, which I sent along to her. So at least that was something. But if I had nothing, I probably would have maybe been denied. Who knows?
Let me ask you a question, and this is just kind of in general. Which one of us is more hot-tempered?
Me?
I would say you. You've probably rarely seen me angry. I get angry once in a while, but very rarely am I angry. That would be one of those times when I believe I would have gotten angrier than you on the phone with her.
Yeah.
Because I would have said, I mailed this out through your service. It was lost.
Yeah.
And now, to top it all off, when I am trying to put a claim in for something that was lost,
Right.
I am being questioned and almost insinuating that I am somehow or other a thief in on a
Right.
scam.
Yeah.
I mailed this out. It never got there. We can argue all day long if it got there empty. We can
Right.
argue all day long if they opened it up and there's a Steve Sachs card in there and I said that there was a LeBron James. We can argue
Right.
all day long about how that happened.
Right.
We cannot argue with the fact that the post office that you are in contract with
Yep.
to have things delivered
Yeah.
did not deliver it. There's no argument about that.
Right.
The post office admits that. So
Yeah.
that would have been one of
Yeah.
those times when I would have been hotter under the collar
Well,
than you.
my
And that
con-
doesn't happen
yeah.
very often.
No, my concern was I'm not getting the 10,000 on top of it all. That would really put the icing on the cake. So luckily I did get that, and it would probably be a break even at this point, which you would think is good. It's better than nothing, but now maybe I can invest that and then make that 20 or something. Who knows? But definitely a poor decision on my part. Don't make that decision. Go through a different channel. Maybe send it registered or some other way.
Now, I went on one of the sports card forums.
Forums.
Yeah, forums, yeah. And they had mentioned at least one or two other occasions that had happened to people, that things had just disappeared.
Right.
I mean, they just disappeared. So obviously, somebody along the system, apparently,
Yeah.
either they have really, really bad luck at the post office, or somebody along the system knows that address and filches every
Right. Well,
500th package
if they
or
have an
something, figure it was good.
opportunity where it should have been locked in the cage and no one should be able to take it out, or maybe they handed it to the SGC person that picks all the packages up, but that particular one wasn't signed for, and maybe they knew that. Any which way, the post office did not do their job as far as getting this thing signed and moved on to the next, location.
Now, I know you had spoken to me before the show. What would you think about registered?
I think that I should not be lazy, and I should have done that, and I probably would have gotten there.
And
That's the next level. It's more work, it's more effort. You got to get the special tape, big deal. But for me, I mean, I'm sitting at my desk every day printing orders, and it's just they pick them up. And even though this one I did hand deliver to the post office, I should have went one step further and had it registered.
so I guess it is a terrible story as far as that goes. Use caution definitely when you're sending things out, because this can happen.
Sure. Or at the very least, say I had $30,000 in cards, maybe send out 3 packages of 10,000. So if they lose one, they're going to lose one, and you'll get full coverage. And don't jump the gun like me being so excited and saying, hey, let me get these out in one package. I'll get them back in 2 days. It should be cut and dry, and it's far from that.
At this point, God only knows where they are. One of the problems, now I know you had pictures
Yep.
of the various cards, and one of the, I am not a lawyer. I do not purport to be one, so take this as you wish. At this point, though, those cards, should they be found, legally belong to the insurance company, because
Correct.
they purchased them from you
Right.
when they paid the claim.
Yep.
Question comes in, there was an identifying mark on the Jackie Robinson.
Yeah, J.K. Robinson, the Justin Herbert rookie was basically one of a kind, because it was a number 3 out of 5 signed game jersey card. So that one would also.
So there are a couple of cards out there, and maybe that would have been something or other that I would have asked the Stamps.com person, would have been, if I see those come up, what do you want me to do?
Yeah.
Because obviously they're not mine. I don't
Right,
have them,
right.
but they're somewhere in the system.
Sure.
So I guess if you're the person that is lucky enough to find this box, don't get those 2 cards graded, because there are identifying marks on them. And we don't really want to have to contact Stamps.com insurance and go through all that to try to get it.
And it's not over with yet. I'm still going to try and see if I can get the difference in insured value through my
Business insurance,
business
right?
insurance. And I was told to talk to the postal inspector about at least reporting it so they can become aware of it. So, it probably won't pop up at this time. But if the cards pop up, then there's an issue there.
Right. So hopefully that never happens to you. Hopefully you've learned a little bit out of that, and as he said, registered if it is really really high valued. Maybe limit the amount in a given box when you send it out for two different reasons. Number one, if you had sent that out in three different, and one of the three got lost, at least two of the three would have gotten there.
Most likely.
And the other side of it would be you could have gotten insured for the full 30,000 versus just 10,000. Now, granted, you're paying more money up front, and nobody mails it out with the expectation it's going to get lost.
Here's one other issue too. The package cost me $162 to ship, overnight express insured, and guess what?
What?
They have not paid me that money back yet for that. I paid them for a service that they did not follow through, right? So I'm entitled to the 162. We put a claim in, but so far nothing. So.
What a wonderful story. So
learn from Mr. Magazine.
Yeah, don't do that. So hopefully that does help you some. It is a sad tale of woe. If you could leave some comments down below, hopefully you don't have anything similar to share with us, because we don't want to hear about that sort of thing. But obviously if you do, put it down as a warning to other people. Hit the like button if you could. Subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next video.
Take care. Bye-bye.